Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the people. When I tell y'all, before we get into the mess, it is a party outside at the pool. I'm not going to be a Karen today. However, they do have until 10 p.m. It's 9:04 p.m. So they got, 56 minutes to go ahead and do whatever they need to do before, girl, I do start becoming a Karen. Because, girl, we're not doing all that carrying on tonight. Not tonight, we're not. I'm just playing, girl. I'm about to go out anyways, so I don't care what they do. Um, but yeah, it's if you hear a bunch of noise, it's because there's a party going on at the pool. I just got back in from my sister and my brother-in-law's home. And when I tell y'all I was tired, baby, I went upstairs. I laid on the couch. They have a couch upstairs in like the game area. And when I tell y'all, baby, I was knocked. Girl, when I tell you, baby, I needed that nap so bad. Anyways, I feel re-energized. Now we down here to talk about the mess. Y'all already know what's going on with Keith Lee and Taraji P Henson. Let me just say this. I don't understand why why there are a group of people out there who believe that just because you critique someone, just because you may call someone out, just because you think someone had a misstep, that automatically translates to you hating on them or you disliking them. Girl, we get into arguments all the time, especially when they got to do with Kenya Moore and what's going on down there in Atlanta. Girl, that don't mean you dislike me. That just means you disagree with me in that moment. This is what I feel like is happening in this with the situation. You have Keith Lee, and we're gonna get into Keith Lee's apology and what Taraji P Henson had to say. You have Keith Lee, who has amassed millions and millions and millions and millions of followers. And you have this man who is, from what I understand, I don't follow Keith Lee at all. I just found out about who he was about 3-4 months ago when all that mess was going on at Old Lady Gang. When he went to Atlanta. I think it started out with Milk and Honey, some restaurant in Atlanta. So you have this man who, from what I understand, is not problematic at all, has a wife, has gorgeous kids, right? He goes around to these restaurants, and sometimes a few of these restaurants may not be in the best position financially. And due to his word, or him visiting the restaurants and giving, I'm assuming, an honest critique of the service, of the food, it could really be a turnaround for some of these restaurants. I have seen videos where Keith Lee has went to some of these restaurants, and girl, the next day the line is wrapped around the corner, down the street, around the other corner, right? So I think that when you have this large following like Keith Lee has on TikTok, he has over 16 million followers. On Instagram, he has over 2 million followers. And I'm assuming you're as loved as he is, and you come across as someone who's not problematic. When something happens where people feel like it is problematic, then the people come out with their swords and their capes. Because what you're not going to do, you see what I'm saying? So I get it. I completely understand, right? However, what we're not going to do and what I'm not going to do is let nobody play in my face. Keith Lee decided to get his phone, take something that was given to him, which was a rose, and toss it to the ground. Now, I want y'all to take Keith Lee out of the conversation just for a few seconds. If someone gave you something and then you saw them record what you gave them and then threw it to the ground, wouldn't you just think for a second, that's a tad bit disrespectful? Now, Keith Lee don't owe Taraji nothing. He don't owe BET nothing. He don't owe Viacom, whoever. He don't owe them nothing, right? But we're not going to sit here and act like you wouldn't think that, oh, So the simple fact that he recorded himself throwing this rose to the ground, and then for his fans and supporters to act as if we just didn't see what we saw, and to act as if that can't be taken as disrespectful, is absolutely crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. I think one of the big problems is, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, I don't know exactly how TikTok works, but I have had a conversation with a friend, and from what I understand, from what she told me, you can accumulate a lot of followers. It's not like YouTube, where girl, you might have to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? TikTok, I'm not saying I'm not saying just because you have a TikTok, that means you're going to get thousands and tens of thousands and millions of followers. But even she has told me that she wished that the followers that she had on TikTok, she could get on YouTube, because she has thousands of followers on TikTok. This is a problem. We have made people think that just because they have a large following, that somehow translates to them being a celebrity. Y'all got Miss Netta out here thinking that she is some bona fide celebrity. Y'all got Charles out here thinking that he's some bona fide celebrity. Y'all got Keith Lee thinking that Taraji P Henson, girl, gonna know who he is. Now, girl, let's just call a thing a thing. Taraji made a mistake, okay? Taraji made a mistake. I think that it was his pride. I think that it was his ego. It happened on TV. I can understand that he was embarrassed. Taraji, like she said, she rehearsed. He was not in the spot that he was supposed to be in. Keith Lee says that producers moved him. I do believe that. And then the rest is history. But y'all have these people thinking that just because they have a few followers online, that all of a sudden they're famous. This is what I put online. I put social media has a lot of the girls and boys thinking they're celebrities. Remember, y'all used to say the Kardashians were famous for being famous? Well, that applies to a lot of these social media influencers. The BET Awards is nothing but baby mamas, rappers with one song, and social media influencers. Newsflash, they are not celebrities, and the real celebrities have no idea who they are. I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street and I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man. That's Keke Palmer. Y'all got these people thinking that just because they have all these followers, that somehow they're a celebrity and people should know who they are. And that's just not the case. If y'all can understand and have a saying for the Kardashians are just famous for being famous, and you never consider them real celebrities, then that goes for all of the other girls and boys, Keith Lee included, Miss Netta included, Charles included. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, this is what Taraji had to say. Taraji came out and Taraji said this: life is really too short for this behavior. He wasn't in his seat. They give celebrity assigned seats. I rehearsed, and that's the problem, girl, celebrity, okay? I rehearsed all damn day to go hit my mark, and that young man wasn't in his seat, so he missed his moment. His ego is hurt. He will be fine. I cleaned it up at the end of the show. No love lost here. And Taraji still ain't gonna know who he is after today. Girl, that's it. Keith Lee is the one who always says from the videos that I've seen that he's just a regular person. He wants to be treated like he's regular. Well, Taraji don't know me. She don't know Keith. She don't know his wife. She don't know the other man that look like Method Man. Girl, she don't know a lot of people. She do know the actual celebrities in the building. Taraji did not do the guest list. Okay? Taraji was hired to host the show. She did rehearsal. The producers moved Keith Lee. She handed him a rose anyways. And because he was in his feelings, he decided to record himself throwing something that was given to him to the ground. And then when people said, then his fans and supporters tried to gaslight us and tell us that it wasn't what we just saw. That's what happened. And that's what I saw. Girl. You talking out of both sides of your neck. You can't be down to the internet talking about you want to be treated like a regular person, and then when Taraji don't know you, make a mistake, then all of a sudden it's this wasn't for me. Girl, just take the rose. It's so dramatic. That was girl. And even if you didn't even want the rose, just throw the rose in the trash can. Girl, what nobody have known? You could have walked right in the bathroom and said, I gotta pee. Put the rose on the counter and walked out. Somebody would have picked it up. But no, you wanted to be dramatic. You wanted a moment. And you got your moment. That does not mean that Keith Lee is a horrible person. That does not mean that Keith Lee, people are screaming for Keith Lee to be canceled, because I have not seen that. That does not mean that people dislike Keith Lee. That just means that people clocked him in that moment. That's it. That's all. Once upon a time, Keith Lee wouldn't have even been at the BET Awards. But now all we got is Keith Lee, Krishan, girl, Miss Nettle, who they say she got turned around at the door. Girl. We have made these social media influencers believe in their head that they are the real celebrities, and they are not. Cardi B had over 1 million followers, and didn't nobody know who she was. She was still at the strip club. The girls be having 200,000-300,000 followers and still be bartenders. No shade. Be having 150,000 followers and be right at the Galleria folding clothes at Gap. Let's move on. Angela Simmons. Girl, we just gonna knock it all out at one time. Angela Simmons came out with an apology. We already talked about Angela Simmons. I think it's some bullshit. I think Angela Simmons looked like a goddamn fool. I do. Girl, we already talked about it. I said it. I thought it was crazy. I thought she looked silly. I didn't understand it. Where did that bedazzled gun come from? That don't have nothing to do with your outfit. See, I was looking at it through a lens of a fashion lens. Can I ask y'all a question? Those who are mad at Angela Simmons, how are some of y'all mad at Angela Simmons, but you're screaming free Tory Lanez? Because from what I understand, Tory didn't have no bedazzled gun when he was shooting at Meg's feet. So do y'all really care about the bedazzled gun? Do y'all really care? Or do y'all really believe that she's out here sending the wrong message when y'all be online screaming hashtag free Tory Lanez? All the stuff that Young Thug and his homeboys and probably even some homegirls have been accused of. Unaliving people, knocking down doors. And y'all talking about free Young Thug. Y'all hope it's a mistrial. But y'all mad at Angela Simmons. How many of y'all out there voting to put the right people in office to make sure these gun laws are changed? But y'all mad at Angela Simmons. The math ain't mathing to me. She looked like a fool. She did. But to the point where the girl was trending, don't nobody give a damn about Angela Simmons like that, to the point where we should have had her trending. Girl. It should have been a little yang conversation at the table, and we should have moved on. Now the girl coming out with an apology. I would have said, fuck y'all. That's what I would have said. I'm not apologizing for shit. Y'all more concerned about her baby daddy being shot than she is. And we just gonna call it for what it is. If it ain't crossed her mind about her baby daddy being gunned down, why you care? And I know y'all don't care about people being shot at, because again, y'all online screaming free Tory Lanez. It's not adding up for me. It's just not. Angela had a bedazzled hunter green gun. And y'all more mad at Angela than y'all are actually at the niggas who out here in the community with the real ones. They ain't bedazzled. The ones who taking out y'all brothers and sisters and daddies and mamas and nephews and nieces, grandpapas and grandmamas. But y'all mad at Angela over a bedazzled hunter green purse. Y'all ain't that goddamn mad and that goddamn bothered that Angela came to an awards with a goddamn bedazzled hunter green purse. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. I just refuse to believe it. Are y'all really that mad? Not y'all, but y'all. Are y'all really that mad? Oh my God, her boyfriend's brother was gunned down. But girl, they say he's still walking around here with a piece. The people around here still walking around here with a piece. Are y'all canceling him or making him apologize? Because quiet as it's kept, that wasn't her brother, that was his. And how y'all know that he wasn't even the one who purchased the Hunter Green bedazzled gun for her? How you know he ain't do it? Because he was standing right beside her at the BET Awards. So again, if he didn't give a damn about her having the Hunter Green bedazzled gun, then why are you worried about what his brother went through or happened to his brother? Because he ain't thinking about it. If she ain't worried about what happened to her baby daddy, then why are you worried about it? I want to send love and prayers to Keke. For those who don't know, Keke was a cast member of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yesterday, I got online and I saw that her cousin Letitia, she was it's a show called Love and Marriage Huntsville that comes on TV. She was a cast member, and I got online yesterday, and they say, and Letitia had posted that she's just asking for privacy at this moment. And she didn't say who it was. And then people started saying that it was Keke who, at this time, we are asking for respect and privacy in our moment of grief while we process this great loss. This is hard for our family. And when it came out, when I saw that, again, I didn't know who it was. The first person that popped in my mind was Keke. And I saw people online trying to figure out who it was. Some people were throwing around her name. And then it actually came out and it was confirmed that it was Keke. So again, I just want to send love and prayers to Keke's family. And I know she had like 2 or 3 sons, I think, and her husband. And hopefully everyone is doing as best as they can in this moment. All right, y'all, I'm gone. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.